And obviously I can tell.
Confirm that I've been drinking.
Yep.
I'm at home.
Is your race white?
What do I look like?
Some people think it's easy to keep secrets from the police, but a tip from a confidential informant can quickly unravel their plans. That's exactly what happened to Matthew during a Fond du Lac Police wellness check on January 8, 2024. Thinking he could outsmart them, he was soon proven wrong. Here's how his secret got busted.
Hi there. I'm on police. Just wondering, is that your car that's parked out in the driveway? The Mazda, I think it is.
The black car?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's your car?
Yeah.
Okay. Would you mind coming outside for me?
For what?
Or can I come inside and talk to you, I guess?
All right. I can.
Okay. Were you just at Quick Trip today?
Why?
Because we got a call about you at Quick Trip.
For what?
They just wanted a welfare check done on you. Because you were trying to buy some alcohol and got denied some alcohol.
Okay.
So and you were stumbling around and they just wanted to make sure you were okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay. Were you just at Quick Trip? I mean, I can pull the video. I just don't want. I mean,
what's the?
They're just concerned about you.
What?
People get concerned about people all the time. Have you been drinking since you've been home?
Since I've been home. Yeah.
I know you just got home like, what, 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago? Something recent like that, right? I think
And
yeah, like 10 minutes ago, about 11:40.
And
how much do you have to drink today? It's not illegal to drink.
yeah, I know.
I don't know.
I know.
Just wondering how much you had.
So
Just want to make sure you're okay.
I'm okay.
Okay, you didn't hit it. You didn't hit anything with your car at all.
My goodness, no.
Okay, can we go check out the car quick?
Yeah.
Just to make sure.
Yeah.
What's your name, sir? Did the plate come back? 10-4. I'm out with him. Can you just let me know when he comes back? So your car's fine. You didn't hit anything. Why were you trying to buy some alcohol today? You just ran out.
Why?
Yeah. You just ran out and you needed more.
City 65.
It's my day off.
10-4. Okay. Where do you work?
Spectrum.
Okay.
Whether he was feigning ignorance or attempting to manipulate the situation, Officer Defett saw through his tactics and dismissed his contemptuous behavior.
You said Spectrum? Okay. Okay.
And I'm really confused
Why are you confused?
why you're here.
Because we got a call about you being at Quick Trip, and you seemed like you were kind of off, and you were stumbling, and then drove home, and they wanted to make sure you were okay. That's why we were called.
Okay.
And you were denied alcohol. Why were you denied alcohol today?
Don't know.
Okay. Was it because you had already been drinking and they didn't want to sell it to you? Or did you have issues there earlier? Or?
You know what? I don't have issues.
Okay. Well, I think County was out with you earlier or something, weren't they?
Who?
Winnebago or Fond du Lac County deputies were out with you earlier, I guess. I don't. That's just maybe they were mistaken who it was or something like that. I'm not sure. I wasn't there, so I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you weren't able to get any alcohol. Do you have any alcohol inside?
In my house?
Yep.
No.
Okay. So you ran out inside. That's why you went to Quick Trip to buy more. It's okay. I mean, there's nothing illegal with buying alcohol.
Yeah. You know.
Okay.
And?
So since you've been home, you haven't been able to drink anything?
No.
Okay. How much did you have to drink throughout the day?
Why are you here?
To make sure you're okay.
I'm okay.
I see that.
And?
I'm 65 to 66.
Do you mind if I...
Yeah, you can lean up against that. That's fine.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, there's a little bit of slipperiness
I
there.
know, right? I know, right?
So how much do you think you had to drink? I mean, I can smell it on you and everything. And
Yeah, I know, but I'm at home.
Was the
my
witness
home.
willing to make a formal statement? So yeah, they were concerned because you seemed like you were intoxicated, and then you drove home, okay? And that's kind of why we're out here, okay? And obviously I can tell that you're a little intoxicated. Okay, I can see it in your eyes. Obviously, well,
I'm at home.
I know that doesn't negate the fact what happened,
I
right?
was sitting on my back porch having a cigar when
When I came up.
you knocked on the door.
Okay. Okay.
That's that's what I do.
Okay.
I don't smoke in my house.
Which is good. I mean, then you don't have to worry about all the
Yeah.
cigar smoke and everything.
Nah. My landlord would knock me in the head if I
Right.
smoked in the house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I got you.
So I make sure.
Do you live here with anybody?
No, just me.
Just you? Okay.
Yeah, just me.
So how much did you have to drink throughout last night and this morning?
I don't know.
You don't know. I guess were you drinking beer or liquor or what? We always just have two come out. She was on her way.
Yeah, okay. So, I don't understand the problem. I'm
So-
at my home.
Right.
I'm
So based on what the person that made the statement said, okay, they felt that you were intoxicated. You haven't been drinking since you've been home. You drove home, and now we're here.
okay.
Okay. They were concerned about your welfare. They were concerned that you were, maybe driving intoxicated, and that's why we're out here. I understand you made it home safe, but that doesn't negate what happened, right? Would you be willing to go through some tests with me?
I don't need to.
I know I can't
I
make
mean-
you, right?
I mean, like I said, I was in my home,
I hear you.
and you came by, and I appreciate that. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Name and badge number.
Officer badge number 66.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Right, and they were concerned about you, that you were driving intoxicated. Okay.
Who is they?
I don't know her name offhand, but she made a formal statement about it, which would all be in our computer system and everything.
All I want to do is
I know.
go back into my house,
I hear you. I hear you.
smoke my cigar.
But the issue is that you
Issue
were
is
drinking all morning last night, went to Quick Trip, drove to Quick Trip, then you drove back home because you were denied alcohol and haven't been drinking since, and we have a person that is willing to make a formal statement about that. About you being intoxicated and driving. Okay. So, I mean, all I'm asking is for you to do a couple tests to show me that you're not impaired, and then we'll get you on your way. That's
if I'm in my home, what difference does it make?
well, just like any crime, we don't have to catch them.
Not crime.
OWI, right? So it's just like a theft call. I mean, people have a theft happen, the person leaves, and then we have to go track them down and continue our investigation, right? And that's kind of what we're doing here. We're continuing the investigation. We came to find you, to talk to you about this, okay? To either substantiate or unsubstantiate the investigation.
His sharp responses showed clear defiance toward the officer's good intentions. He skillfully questioned the law and asserted his rights, but the police, prepared for suspects like him, used a bit of humor to lighten his mood.
So
No.
all I'm asking for you to do is go through a couple tests, and then we'll get you back inside.
What kind of tests?
Just field sobriety tests. Have you ever been through them before?
I have.
Okay. How long
I have.
ago?
I have.
When was the last time?
That's.
I mean, I can look it up, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah, I know you can. I know you can.
Are we able to just walk to the sidewalk here just because it's slippery here?
Yeah, I don't want you to.
Yeah. I don't want you to slip either. Are we able to just walk to the sidewalk here just because it's more clean?
No.
It's
Let's talk. You guys are so funny. You guys are so funny.
I don't want to slip. My partner doesn't want to
No,
slip. I don't want you to slip.
I don't want you to slip.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna slip.
You're not going to slip?
No, come on.
I'm coming. I gotta go slow. I'm
Yeah,
accident prone.
Appreciate
Yeah.
it. So why do I need to go from there to here for you to ask me questions?
It's a better environment out here. I don't want to be
Yeah,
talking
I
on
get
a
that.
slippery
I
surface,
get
right?
that. So you walked to my house.
Mm-hmm.
You knocked on my door.
Correct.
All right. You brought me all the way outside,
I asked for you to come outside and you willingly came out.
and I did.
Mhm.
And I did.
Mhm.
Why?
so I can talk to
Why?
you further and see if you can
Yes.
go through these tests with me because I believe that you're
don't
impaired.
need.
And
Yeah,
these
but
tests will help show me that you're not.
That
That's
doesn't matter.
bottom line.
I'm at my house.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't negate what happened. Just because you made it to your destination doesn't mean that it negates what was going on.
I am perfectly
Okay.
legal to be in my house and have an adult beverage.
Yeah, what you were doing this morning. Right.
Matthew's disappointment cut short the officer's attempts to lighten his mood. He argued he was at home and hadn't broken any laws, but the evidence said otherwise, heightening his agitation.
So that's why I'm asking.
And they said no.
Right.
And so I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Why are you here?
To investigate the OWI. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm here to investigate the OWI. The driving behavior, because we have somebody that's willing to give a formal statement and testify if they need to. That's why I'm here. I got to do my job, right? Inform her that everything, the person that made the complaint, I don't know her name offhand. I didn't talk to her, okay? Another officer talked to her. But she was willing to make a formal statement about it and testify if she needed to, everything like that. So I kind of have to, I have to do my job, okay? That's just where we're at.
You're doing
okay?
your job.
You know, it's just a couple tests and then we'll get you on your way. It's that simple.
I don't need any tests.
Well, I can tell you right now, I believe that you're intoxicated, okay?
That's possible.
So those tests will help determine whether or not you are. It won't take long.
The problem is, the problem is, I'm at my home.
Mm-hmm. Again, doesn't negate what happened.
Doesn't matter. All you see is I'm at my home. You took me out of my home.
You willingly came out.
And I agree.
Mm-hmm. So you're willing to go through the test with me?
No.
That's part of the investigation.
No.
I mean, if you don't want to go through, that's fine, but then I got to go off of the information I have, right? Those tests will give you the opportunity to show me that you are fine.
It doesn't matter if I'm fine. I can be if I wanted to be, as drunk as I want in my own home.
Right, but then driving is where the issue is.
I'm not driving.
Right now
see
you're
me
not.
Driving?
But you were.
Do you see me driving?
I don't have to catch you in the act of driving when somebody witnesses that.
No.
Do
Do you see me driving? I'm not. I was in my home.
I hear you.
I was on my back porch.
I hear you.
I have a picture of you in the car while you were driving on the roadway by the witness.
So that's where we're at right now, okay? So we have two choices. Either one, you can go through the test and show me that you're fine. It'll take a couple minutes. It won't take long. Or you can refuse, and then I got to go off the information I have. Okay? So I guess which is it?
Finally, his snide remarks faded as the test results exposed his duplicity. Humbled, he shifted to a friendlier tone as the police proceeded with the arrest.
Would you be willing to at least go through a couple of them?
What I want to do is just.
I understand you want to go back in your house, okay? But that's right now. That's not going to happen, okay? So, are you willing to go through the couple of tests with me? It won't take long.
No.
Okay. Are you willing to provide a preliminary breath test? It has no bearing in court. It just shows me whether or not there's alcohol on board. Which you've already told me you've been drinking, so it's not going to show me anything. Right.
It's not going to show you anything if I've been in my home and drinking.
Earlier, though.
Right. It's not going to show you anything.
Right. All it's going to do is confirm that you're not lying to me and you were drinking earlier. That's all it's going to show me. So would you be willing to do that quick?
Why would I do that if I'm in my home having a drink?
You weren't having a drink. You were having a cigar. And you already told me that you already told me that you were out of alcohol. You went to Quick Trip to grab more alcohol. They refused to give you alcohol, and then you came home, so you didn't go anywhere else. So then you came home, went and had your cigar on the porch. Would you provide a preliminary breath test for me?
Why?
Again, it has no bearing in court. It just shows me whether or not alcohol is on board, which you alady told me there was. So all it's going to do is confirm to me that you're not lying to me. I'm not saying that you're lying to me. I'm just saying that I've never dealt with you before. So, obviously all it does is confirm. Would you be willing to do that?
Confirm that I've been drinking?
Yep. Would you be willing to provide the breath test?
I guess.
Okay. Hang tight for 1 second.
If I've already said I had been drinking in my home.
This just shows us On what level? Are you very, very low? And maybe you're at zeros right now? You know
Does
what I mean?
it matter if I'm
it
in
would.
my home?
Well, because you were on the roadway.
I was in my home.
Again, we have a witness of you on the roadway. And they watched you pull into your driveway.
They watched me pull into my driveway.
Correct.
Who is they that
The witness
watched
that will be
me,
indicated in the report that you can get.
that watched me pull into my driveway? Kidding me?
So it's going to show there's no alcohol in or around the tube here. It's around the straw and blow directly into the straw, okay? About 4 seconds. Deep, like you're blowing up a balloon. Go, 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 go. Perfect. And you know what the legal limit in Wisconsin is? 0.08. With how you're feeling, how much you drink today, you think you're below that or above that right now?
I don't know.
You don't know? Do you know what your restrictions are? You have an O2 restriction and an IID requirement. Meaning instead of an 08 requirement, you have an O2 requirement, meaning you basically can't have any alcohol in your system while you're driving. Do you have an IID installed in your car?
Not yet.
Not yet. Are you able to grab the straw for me just because your lips are on it? We'll let you throw that away in a bit here, okay? You can put it in your pocket. All right, Matthew, at this point, you are going to be placed under arrest for OWI.
What?
You didn't want to go through the test, so I have to go off of the information I have.
What are you talking about? I mean, I was in my home. I didn't do anything.
I know, but it's just like any crime. I don't have to catch you in the act for the crime to have happened, right? When we have the information that we have, and we can show that you were driving impaired, then that's kind of where we're at, okay? You have an O2 restriction, and your BAC through the PBT is a 255, okay? So just because you made it home safe doesn't negate the fact that you were operating while intoxicated, okay? So we're going to walk over to my squad here. Is there anything illegal in the car?
No.
No alcohol or anything?
No.
Are you okay if I search it? And lock it up and everything?
Dude, need to?
Well, I mean, the window's down on that, so I'd like to ensure that it's locked and everything because you have the key and I don't want anybody to break in.
Well,
Okay. Are you okay if I do that quick, though?
yeah.
Make sure there's nothing illegal in there and then lock it up?
No, you don't need to.
Okay. Okay. Quarters for laundry, or you like to gamble with those machines?
No.
No. You don't gamble. So we're just going to head right over here onto this side.
Why?
Here, have a seat for me?
I just don't get it.
I can explain more as we're on our way and everything.
It is. Oh. Ouch.
Oh, okay.
18, are you out with the subject?
I should be good with them.
Okay.
So,
I don't know if I'll be able to get to her written statement.
no, I'll give her a call and I'll take care of it.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a big deal.
Just when they thought things would go smoothly, complications arose due to his release as a repeat OWI offender. Matthew's downcast responses hinted at his loneliness, striking a chord with Officer Defett.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, no, I'll take care of it all. Her info's or her phone number's in the call, right?
Yeah. I'll upload the picture that she sent me.
Okay. Otherwise, you can send it to me and I can take care of it.
Okay.
What's your last name? How do you say your last name? Do you have anybody that's an adult and sober that would be willing to pick you up so you don't have to go to jail?
No.
You have nobody? Friend, family, nothing? Coworker?
No. I mean, why do I need to go to jail?
So when it's an OWI, we can't release you on your own. We have to release you to a sober adult.
Why can't you just let me go back into my house?
I get it.
I don't get that. I don't get it. I mean, I was in my house. You took me out of my house. Why can't you let me go back into my house?
Well,
and write a ticket or...
If you can find a sober adult, we can let you go back in your house.
I live alone.
I mean, a neighbor, anybody?
I'm sorry.
No, you don't have to be sorry.
You know, I just,
Okay, so
you know, I live right there. I mean,
I know.
is there any way you can just let me go back to my house?
I cannot,
Why?
because we're already at this point.
What is this point?
Recognizing his dispiriting circumstances, the officer offered options to help resolve his situation. Despite his gloom, a hint of cheer emerged as their satirical, comical exchange broke the somber mood in the police cruiser.
65.
69.
We're out to the hospital.
Why are we going?
We got to go to St. Agnes.
Why?
So I'll have some paperwork that I got to go over with you. And then I have a form I got to read to you that I cannot interpret the language of the form, but I can reread sections to you if you'd like. You just have to let me know if you need something reread to you. At the end of that form, there's a yes or no question. I just need a yes or a no from you, and then we'll go from there. If you can think of anybody that can come pick you up, then we can get you released after everything's done. If you cannot find anybody, then we'll have to go to jail on a 12-hour hold. After 12 hours, or I think when you're in 04, they can release you on your own. You won't be booked into jail for the OWI. You're just booked on an OWI hold for 12 hours. It's your right to say no and refuse the question, which is completely fine. All that means is that I will then apply for a search warrant with a judge. If a judge finds probable cause for a draw, they will approve the search warrant, and then we will force the but, you know, there's always that chance that they don't approve it. So that's obviously your right to refuse it. But again, I got to read you that form first so you can understand the differences between saying yes and no type of thing. And then we'll kind of go from there, okay?
Okay.
Do you identify as white?
What?
Is your race white?
What do I look like?
I got to ask. I can't just assume. Are you Caucasian? I know.
If I said I identify as black, what would you do?
I mean, it doesn't change anything.
I mean, it doesn't. That's the funniest question I've ever heard.
It's because your driver's license doesn't auto-populate with the race. So, I imagine Caucasian, if that's a funny question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's weird. There are 3 citations here. They all have the same court date, and they're all mandatory. It is... That's not what I wanted to do. The first one is for operating while revoked. The second one is for failing to install the IID. And the third one is for second offense OWI. Again, they all have the same court date. It's February 8th at 9 a.m. at the Fond du Lac County Circuit Courthouse at 160 South Macy Street, okay? Make sure you go. If you don't go, a warrant will be issued for your arrest, okay? So just remember, February 8th, 9 a.m. Those will be with you. Next is that form I got to read to you, okay? It's a form that I cannot interpret the language, but I can reread sections to you if you'd like. You just have to let me know you need it reread. At the end, I'd have that yes or no question. I just need a yes or a no. It's called the informing the accused. Under Wisconsin's implied consent law, I'm required to read this notice to you. You have either been arrested for an offense that involves driving or operating a motor vehicle while under the influence of alcohol or drugs, or both, or you were the operator of a vehicle that was involved in an accident that caused the death of, great bodily harm to, or substantial bodily harm to a person, or you were suspected of driving or being on duty time with respect to a commercial motor vehicle after consuming an intoxicating beverage. This law enforcement agency now wants to test 1 or more samples of your breath, blood, or urine to determine the concentration of alcohol or drugs in your system. If any test shows more alcohol in your system than the law permits while driving, your operating privilege will be suspended. If you refuse to take any test that this agency requests, your operating privilege will be revoked and you will be subject to other penalties. The test results or the fact that you refuse testing can be used against you in court. If you take all the requested tests, you may choose to take further tests. You may take the alternative test that this law enforcement agency provides free of charge. You also may have a test conducted by a qualified person of your choice at your expense. You, however, will have to make your own arrangements for that test. If you have a commercial driver's license or were operating a commercial motor vehicle, other consequences may result from positive test results or from refusing testing, such as being placed out of service or disqualified. In addition, your operating privileges will also be suspended if a detectable amount of a restricted controlled substance is in your. Will you submit to an evidentiary chemical test of your?
Is that the question?
Yes. I gotta go check this squad over here. Hopefully it's our squad, and hopefully it has a kid in there. Still doing okay?
I mean,
Negative,
nice
on paper.
if you just took me home. Just don't see the need for all this.
Is there anybody that you think you could call?
No, unfortunately not.
Once we get you inside, I can take the handcuffs off for the time being while we're here, so that they don't have to stay on.
At the hospital, Matthew's mood soured after being read his Miranda rights. He questioned their necessity, but Officer DeFette explained they were crucial due to the change in the case's status. Still, he remained dismissive.
We're gonna hang a right. I can't see anybody's in the. We're gonna hang a right or left, I mean. Walk on here for me. And then if you just want to turn and face that chair so I can take the handcuffs off. Separate your hands for me. And then you can have a seat.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, Don, Officer DeFette, Fond du Lac Police, looking for a legal for an OWI? All right, perfect, thanks. Yep, bye. You can come in. Here is the consent form and the documents. Should all be filled out. He did not, but here's all of his info should be at the top there. You're not afraid of needles, are you?
And she didn't let you do the thing today?
Just watching.
Okay.
Now that they got that done, while they're finishing that up, the last form here is an alcohol drug influence report form, okay? It's a form the Department of Transportation has created with a series of questions that they'd like us to ask anybody that's been arrested for OWI. However, I cannot ask you any of these questions without first reading you your rights. Before we ask you any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer before questioning and to have a lawyer with you during questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer and want one, a lawyer will be appointed for you without charge prior to any questioning. If you decide to start answering questions at this time, you can stop anytime during the questioning. Do you understand each of those rights?
Yes, but that's absolutely wrong. Just to be saying, it says a lawyer will be appointed to me if I have issues.
It says
Not
a lawyer will be appointed for you without charge prior to any questioning.
correct. However, that only is applicable to criminal cases and not civil.
This is a criminal case. Second offense is criminal.
No, what I'm saying is, the last time I tried to get a lawyer, they said no.
Who said no?
The,
The officer?
no.
So first offense is civil. So maybe that's why.
I don't know.
Yeah, first offense is
They-
civil,
they
second
said-
offense is criminal.
They said, no, we will not represent
That's okay,
you.
'cause it's
So,
part of it,
anyway,
right, brought up there.
I get what you're
So
saying.
that's just-
So you understand your rights?
Yeah.
Understanding those rights, do you wish to waive those rights and answer these questions?
Any questions
And
you
then
have,
these don't ever
I will
touch, this is
answer.
all.
Okay, so I just need a signature from you stating that you have read or have had read to you the statement of your rights, you understand what your rights are, you're willing to answer questions at this time, you do not want a lawyer at this time, and you understand and know what you are doing. If that is true, I just need a signature right here. Oh,
Right there?
yep, right there. Oh, okay. So these questions are in reference to obviously the investigation we're doing. Were you operating a motor vehicle
No, I was on my back porch.
today with what we're investigating? I know that you were on your back porch at the time. I'm talking about the time why we were called.
I don't know why you were even called.
I explained that to you earlier.
I'm confused, really.
Okay, you drove your vehicle home from Quick Trip, correct?
From,
Quick Trip.
yeah,
Okay, so you were operating a motor vehicle.
yes.
Okay, that's the time we're talking about. What street or highway were you on? You drove from Quick Trip home. I know it's just.
Street.
Where were you going? Home, right? And you were coming from Quick Trip? And that's the one on Johnson and Main? Or the one at like Main and like 12th or something?
Yeah.
You were at that one? The other one? Okay. I don't know. I think it's like 456. I think it's like 4.
I don't know, it's like 12.
Yeah, I know it's now. Okay. So you were coming from that one? Okay. Do you know what today's date is?
Today is the 8th,
Of what month?
January,
And year?
2026.
I figured.
2024.
Without looking, what time do you think it is right now?
4 o'clock?
AM or PM?
Spinning at 140 Hamilton.
When did you last sleep? Was it last night?
Yeah.
How long did you sleep for, roughly?
Negative or something. Dial it out.
Just roughly, if you had to guess.
It was 5.
So, would that be 7 hours?
Yeah, about that.
Is that about your normal amount?
Yeah.
Are you under a doctor's care currently? Have you taken any prescription drugs or medications in the last 24 hours? Have you been to the dentist in the past 24 hours?
No.
Do you have GERD?
What?
GERD?
What is that?
Like severe acid reflux that's diagnosed? I mean, if you don't know what it is, you don't have it. Do you have diabetes? No. Are you taking insulin for anything? Nope. All good. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your shift.
I'm going home.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks. You too. Were you injured recently?
No.
Do you have any physical defects?
I'm aware of.
Have you been drinking?
When asked about his drinks, Matthew suddenly became forgetful. His caustic remarks didn't deter the officer, who found his behavior amusing and pressed further.
Today?
Yeah. I know, they're kind of stupid questions because we've already gone over all this.
Yeah.
As like I said, it just goes to the Department of Transportation. How much do you think you drink?
I don't know.
Beer, wine, liquor?
No, just, I would say, if you were to put it in terms, a couple shots.
Just a couple shots? That's all you had?
If you were to,
So you were like sipping, I guess, like some type of liquor?
well, whiskey.
Whiskey? Okay. So you were drinking whiskey? Was it mixed whiskey or just whiskey straight?
Just whiskey.
Okay. And you think you just had a couple shots? Was it like those small glasses, those like 8 ounce, like,
I
And
don't.
the suspect is also in the chapter.
okay.
About.
So you don't know how much you drank, but you're just drinking whiskey?
Yeah.
Okay. What time did you start drinking?
I don't know, what time is it?
It is 12:51 p.m. And we got called at 11:38 a.m. when you were going to get more alcohol.
73.
Did you start this morning or did you start last night?
That was last night.
Okay. So including I guess when did you start drinking last night?
It was late. I don't know.
Like 10, 11, or are we talking like 8, 9?
Yeah, probably 8, 9.
Okay. And you drank till when? I mean, you said you went to bed around like 10, right?
Yeah, I go to bed about 10, 11.
Okay, so you just drank for like 2 or 3 hours type thing?
Yeah.
Okay. How much did you have to drink during that time?
I don't know. I didn't think about it.
Okay.
You know.
What you were just drinking the straight whiskey like in a glass or right from the bottle or?
No.
I don't know. Some people do that stuff.
Tip and back. No. Just, have a little glass.
Okay. How many of those little glasses do you think you had?
Just the one.
Last night you only had one?
Yeah.
Okay. And
And I'd have to say, okay, the glass is equivalent to about, give me a second,
no problem.
half a pint, a little bit more than half a pint. I don't know exactly how much, but a little bit more than.
Okay. And you had one of those last night.
Yeah.
And then this morning you said a couple of those?
Today, I had one.
Just one?
Yeah.
Okay. What time did you start this morning? You got up around 5 a.m., you said. And then you were at Quick Trip probably around that 11:30 mark.
It was about that time.
You had one glass, like right before you went to Quick Trip type of thing?
Yeah, so if you have a pint, okay, and you have half a pint before and half a pint, and I was just buying another for the rest of the day.
Another pint of?
Yeah, another pint
Okay.
around noon.
So-
You know what I'm
So
saying?
you're saying the bottle is one pint?
No.
I don't know.
A bottle of a fifth.
Right.
Okay, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So, a pint, if you were to put things into shot glasses,
Mm-hmm.
okay, a pint is like 4 shots.
Okay.
Okay.
So the glass is like 2 shots.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So it's like 2 shots.
Okay.
And then if I had 2 shots today, then, yeah, I went to get some more.
Right after those shots, you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
For,
So around 11 o'clock, you had those 2 shots?
Yeah.
Something like
I
that?
did.
Okay.
I did. I know. Everything you say can and will be used against you.
I'm just trying to understand.
No,
So, I mean,
I get it.
you
I
were
get
you
it.
were at a .255. That's really high.
What?
A .255 on your breath test?
Today?
Yep. Which is really high for just having what you're telling me.
I have a hard time believing. Seriously.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it came back as.
Right, but if I had just had something to drink,
But we didn't do that.
let me just say that.
I hear
If I
you.
had just had something to drink and I blow this thing, isn't it going to be higher than?
So I had contact with you around 11:50, and then so that was 10 minutes after you got home, roughly. And then it was probably another 10 to 20 minutes before we actually did the breath test. So like a good amount of time had passed, and usually they say 10 minutes after your last drink. And then when we do like the breath test, like so there's what's called an intoximeter. Okay, that's a court certified breathalyzer.
Okay.
And when we do those, we used to do them in Oshkosh, you do a 20-minute observation period from the time from the time you start the observation period to the time you do that to ensure all mouth alcohol has dissipated.
Okay.
They do 20 minutes, even though the research shows 10 minutes. So just to give it that extra buffer, okay? And you said you had those drinks around 11 o'clock. You went to go get more alcohol. Couldn't get any more, came back, didn't have anything else to drink. So like a good hour had passed since that last drink. So you wouldn't have any mouth alcohol from that.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Yeah. That's more like you take a sip and then you blow into it. Now it's going to way up and it's going to be just not correct. You know. So because time has passed, that alcohol has dissipated.
Okay.
Now granted, those PBTs, they're not court certified. All it shows is that you have alcohol in your system type thing. Maybe it's off. It's been calibrated. It shouldn't be off, and I've never had it be like way off. But that's kind of where it's showing right now. Again, the what's going to tell us exactly what it is at the time of drawing. But yeah, I mean, just having those 2 glasses, one last night and one this morning, I'd be very shocked for you to be at a 255. I mean, that's unless if you literally haven't eaten anything at all. I mean, either you've had a lot more to drink than just that, or the PBT's way off.
No, I haven't.
Yeah. I mean, it is. It's what
I
I mean.
haven't had a lot to eat today.
Okay. Yeah, and I mean that could just be. And you were just drinking at home, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it was just at home.
No, I mean, it is what it is, like.
You know,
And you were drinking by yourself?
yeah.
Okay. Have you been using any?
No.
I know we kind of already touched this one. From the time you last operated your motor vehicle, which is when you got home, have you been drinking or using?
No.
Are you under the influence of alcohol or at this time? I know it's a repeat question.
Am I under the influence of
Alcohol or at this time?
right now?
Yep. Yeah, it says at this time.
Well, I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Were you involved in a crash today?
No.
Perfect. Just a bunch of standard questions that they ask.
Officer DeFette tried to arrange Matthew's release to avoid the standard 12-hour jail time, but state policies left him with no choice. Despite Matthew's appeal for consideration, he had to remain in jail for the required period.
So, still absolutely nobody that we can think of that we can call at all. So you don't have to go sit in jail for 12 hours. So I'd rather not do that because that's just a lot more for both of us.
You can't just take me home, let me...
Trust me, if I was the chief of police, maybe I'd be able to make that a thing, but I've never seen a department allow that to release somebody on their own recognizance. I have my own opinions on that, but I got to follow my policies and procedures. I mean, if we're told,
Drop me off back at home.
Trust me,
where you took me from.
honestly, I wish we could do that and maybe just take your keys and put it into evidence for safekeeping for you to grab when you're sober.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Unfortunately, they do not allow us to do that. I've had it though in the past where we release somebody to somebody, then they go back to their car, drive, and then we arrest them for a second offense, or a second OWI that same day. So that's basically what we try to do to prevent, is by having somebody take responsibility for you to prevent you from driving if you try to drive. I know,
Like I said,
I get it.
I was on my back porch. I'm not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
It's probably the fact that you did go somewhere, and they don't want you to do that again.
What time is it?
It is 1:03. Are you on any prescribed medications?
No.
7695 to the back for 12 hour hold. 65 amount.
Hello.
Hey, it's Officer Fond du Lac Police. One male for 12 hour OWI hold.
All right, throw one, please.
I've done mine for 30 years, so.
30 years or 3?
30.
30. That's a long time.
Take more from me?
Nope. No, they won't be taking any more from you. But you can just have a seat. They'll have a bunch of questions for you. And
I'm sure they will.
so
Don't lose that pocket.
he had he had like a small pocket on him. Just a 12-hour hold. He doesn't have anybody you can call, but maybe if he thinks of anybody at some point. But he was like a 255 on PBT.
What was he?
255.
Do you want to stand up and come over to the counter here? Those cuffs off you, so I got it.
What's his new charge?
No new charge. Just a 12-hour hold for the OWI. So citations. Yep. He's got 2 citations. I put him into flex every time. Yeah.
Since this was Matthew's second offense, he was taken into custody by the Fond du Lac County Jail. He faced charges for impaired driving, violating a court order, and driving without a valid license. He was fined $500, with a court date set for November 22nd, 2024. Later, Officer DeFette thanked the Quick Trip employee for her assistance in apprehending Matthew and preventing a potential road mishap.
It's Officer DeFette, please. How's it going today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm calling about the intoxicated driver that you had called in 2 hours ago-ish.
Yes.
So I'm the officer that handled it. I know you talked to another officer earlier just to get a quick synopsis of what was going on and to make sure that you wanted to file a formal complaint regarding what you observed, which definitely helps that you did that based off of your observations and willingness to, I guess, make a formal complaint. I did end up arresting him for OWI. So now I'm calling just to do a, understand, what you all saw in full detail. I know that we kind of got a brief synopsis earlier. From what I understand, you were in line behind him at Quick Trip. He got refused alcohol. He was stumbling around. You didn't quite smell any alcohol on him. But then you followed him home where he had he forgot he didn't use his blinker and he had pulled over at some point.
Yeah. So I actually was picking up purchase at Quick Trip, and he was walking up and said, "Oh no, he's back."
Okay. No, that makes sense. Well, I appreciate that statement, and like I said, I'm glad you called. Not a lot of people follow through and call or at least make statements on that, and it really ties our hands. But I'm very passionate about individuals that drive impaired, whether alcohol, just because people, and
Yeah.
I'm glad that we were able to get him arrested for that today, because obviously he was highly intoxicated, and I'm glad that you
Found it, but-
yeah. So I greatly appreciate that. Do you have any other questions for me?
No, I do not, but thank you very much for the follow-up.
Yeah, no problem. Other than that, hopefully you have a better or a good rest of your day and rest of your week.
What do you think of Officer Defett's approach in handling Matthew's deception? Share your thoughts in the comments section below.